Hello, this is Minnie, and I will be doing a tutorial on how I colored Kita Ikoyo's hair here. Let me just show you this. So this is essentially the finished piece. I don't really do tutorials, I'm not really good at talking while drawing. That's not my thing. But, bear with me. I'm gonna put subtitles. Don't you worry. So before I start the tutorial, I'm gonna show the file organization so you don't get confused, because you might try to follow my file organization and mess things up. So first of all, everything is under a mask. So if I show you, this is the mask. So anything that's selected here, this is the only thing that's gonna get colored, okay? Because you don't want, like if I disable this, see, the colors just go whack. Okay? So yeah, I work with a lot of masks. I prefer using mask over clipping layers. But for this one, for the base colors, I basically got them all in this blue, very saturated blue, and then clip them all there, and then put them all in one folder. And then for the rendering part, sometimes I mask them to cover specific areas so it doesn't go beyond that. So anyways, on to the hair. So the hair, multiply layer, I've got my mask, and it's just specifically the hair. So if you put this on normal blend mode, you can see I use two different colors. It's already here. And for the brush, I use Ahmed Aldori's Oil 10. You can like search it up. I'm gonna put it in the description. It's free. You can use it in Photoshop and Clip Studio. I'm gonna demonstrate how I do that. And I also did a bit of airbrushing to just kind of give it more depth. Like, I'm gonna use just this section. Give me a second. I need to burp. Okay. So I'm just gonna duplicate this so I don't fuck up the whole layer. So I'm just gonna erase all of this. So I'm just gonna show you this tiny section, how I did it. So sometimes I actually just like do the whole area and then just erase it. Like if I put this on the multiply, just like, before you do any of this, I almost forgot, you gotta figure out your, what is it called again? Your light source. I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. You gotta figure out your light source. So for my light source, it is it's here. See. Okay, let's go back. So I'm gonna have to pay attention to my light source. I'm just gonna reference my old. I just want to erase the parts where you think it would hit the light. Also good to have references for times like this, but I usually don't use references for lighting, but you totally should. Do not be like me. So now for the fun part, when I clean up, I will use the lighter color to build up depth instead of just using one shadow color. By the way, you don't always need to use a purplish shadow, okay? It's just what I'm using right now. Use the lighter shadow color to give the hair more depth. I think I also use this in the skin, but this specifically the hair. So I'm just gonna do the hair like that. See, it has has more volume now. I really like erasing rather than putting on the color because it gives it more texture. Because if it is, anyways, for this area, I honestly just like. Is this the same brush? I basically just made the brush size bigger than this. Okay, it's the same brush. I'm sorry. Sorry for that. Just doubted myself there for a second. So yeah, that's it for the shading part. Like for this one. Let me try to redo this one as well. So for this one, I definitely just oh, it's a lighter color. I slapped on the shadow color and then just erase that just gradually, you know, and then make this brush a little bit bigger, and then you can see I think this texture is really great for the hair. It kind of gives the illusion that there's strands, you know, and then just reinforce the shadows. Oh shit. Like that. And then you use the lighter color again to give it more depth. I have a hard time pronouncing these words. You can also use the lighter shadow to indicate like there's more, it's just a bit of light entering. Maybe reflective light too, you know? But I do have a separate layer for reflective light. I'll show that later. And then, I almost forgot the airbrush. I use the darker one because if I use the lighter one, it will just make the darker one lighter. So, just gonna use a bit of airbrush there, and here you go. See? Anyways, next up is the highlights. Look at that. Ooh, delicious, scrumptious. So for the highlights, this is set on hard light. This is just the blend mode I usually use. You don't have to stick to it. Please experiment with blend modes. It's fun, I swear. So for this one, I use oil 12 canvas for this particular yellow color here, which turns out to be like a, I don't know what this is called. But if it's set on hard light, it will become like this yellow, and I like that. Oh, and we have a bit of reflective light here as well, which is just, sorry, burped again. I just ate breakfast. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not picking up the wrong color. So I'm gonna put that there for now. I also use two colors for the highlights. As you can see, it's not the same. Oh yeah, there's also this hair strand kind of. So we got our colors. There are 4 colors in total. Let me just go back to the way we were before. Okay, I'm just gonna completely erase the whole thing because it would be hard to like re-demonstrate it anyways. So for this one, this is my color. Oh, it's an awful lot. This is my color. It's what I'm gonna use. I usually like to use a yellow-ish color for red hair. So I go in with my brush and just paying attention to my light source, and then just making kind of sort of halo thing going around her head, you know? Yeah, like that. So just gonna put a little bit more here, more here. And then this is the fun part. We get to erase again. Yes, I do a lot of erasing instead of just filling in the colors. So we're just gonna do some circular motion here for hair strand. And then do it on the other side as well. So before we add the lighter color, you gotta alpha lock this, and then you add the lighter color. Just like that. There we go. I'm sorry. Anyways, there you go. So another fun part is just we are gonna erase these parts where I don't know what to call these. I'm really good at explaining things. But I'm basically just erasing where the strands would like overlap, I guess, or where the shadows would be. And there you go. So anyways, on to the other colors, which is the reflective light and the hair strand kind of thing going on. So for the reflective light, if I just enable this, I think I just used an ordinary round brush. So since I don't remember which brush I used for the reflective light, we're just gonna, you can use whatever, but I'm gonna use this Astro Fluffy marker. I'm gonna link that in the description as well. So reflective light is basically just the light bouncing off. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't have time to explain. But reflective light's just basically light that reflects. I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna use this purplish color, and then we're gonna paint that on the opposite side of where our actual light source, main light source is, to give it a more to give it a more give it more depth. I wouldn't really abuse putting too much reflective light. Honestly, I just use it to spice my coloring. And there you go. Then for the last part is me using this brush. It's kind of like a rig brush. I'm gonna link it in the description as well, because I don't really know how to read this. So you're gonna use this reddish color to make it not too obvious, but like, just to let you know it's there. Okay, because we're just gonna put that. There's no particular area I put this in. I just put it in for like more detail. Just gonna rotate this. And that's it. That is how I rendered her hair. Now for the additional stuff, this is usually for like the whole thing. We'll just check if it's affected the hair as much. I use the overlay layer to just give it a little bit more color, you know, just make it pop. a bit more. Okay, so this one is another overlay layer. God, why do I use overlay so much? And this is for the skin subscattering surface. Subscattering. It's basically just when when light enters your skin. Yeah, that's what subscattering does. It just makes the skin look more translucent when the light reaches it. And I guess I did that for the hair as well. I don't know why. It's kind of my thing, I guess. For this, I just use the same round brush as the reflective light, and the color is just a light orange, and then lower the opacity. I guess I use it near the reflective light. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So for more texture, like a lot, I have this, oh my gosh, I have this texture file I got from True Grit Tech Supply. I'm gonna link that in the description as well. It's called Modern Pulp Texture, and in the files when you download it, it's gonna be called Classic Pulp. So this is the blending mode I set it on. This one's overlay, and then color burn, and then just made the whole thing less opaque. I mean, the texture less obvious. I just needed to have that tiny bit of texture. See? And then so duplicated that, and then I put it back in the folder. And then duplicate it again, and then use the sharpening filter, and then lower the opacity to give it even more texture. And yeah, that's basically it. Bye!